So welcome today to our startup. My name is Greg Rombo. So I manage our undergrad academic programs here at the DeGroote School of Business. I have a number of current students and our faculty leadership here to share with you today really how to best prepare both mentally as well as logistically for your first year and first sort of term with the DeGroote School of Business at McMaster. I'd like to start with our land acknowledgement that McMaster University is located on the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee and Mississauga nations and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Okay. And I would like to also share that we are recording today's session. We will make it available afterwards. We are presenting live again tonight. If you want to come back and see part two. It's actually just the same presentation again. We will record this and make it available afterwards. And I'll walk through just how we're going to approach our presentation this morning. Okay. So as I mentioned, we'd like to start with welcoming you from both our Dean and Associate Dean for the DeGroote School of Business, and just to share sort of who DeGroote is and why you've made the right decision in coming to McMaster and DeGroote. Next, we have a panel, fireside chat format, where our Director of Student Experience will be interviewing our manager of operations for undergrad program, as well as our career and professional development manager, and followed by an Avenue to Learn demonstration. So Avenue to Learn is probably a term you haven't heard before. That's something you'll be very familiar with after today, and you'll be making a lot of use of through your entire undergraduate. And then we'll have time at the end for questions. So we will prepare for the questions. So if you do have questions, you can put them into the Q&A as we go through the presentation. Likely we'll hold a number of them for the end so we can talk through them and provide any additional detail or nuance required. Okay, so I'll introduce in a moment our speakers. So we have Dr. Sue McCracken, our Dean for Academics, as well as your first year One Grow instructor. So you'll have a chance to interact with Dr. McCracken quite a bit through your first year, as well as Dr. Hassanein, our new Dean in the DeGroote School of Business. Our fireside chat will be led by our Director of Student Experience, Jennifer McCleary. And she'll be interviewing Lisa Barty, our Operations Manager, as well as Cynthia Bishop, our Manager of Career Professional Development. And then we have two of our current students. So your DCS, DeGroote Commerce Society President, Lauren Murphy, who'll be talking about how to approach and how to get involved in your first year. And then Momina Qureshi, who I believe you would have met, and if not, you will, I'm sure, meet quite a bit. So she's your Welcome Week lead, and she'll be working with us to go through Avenue and just to demonstrate some of the features and functionality of the system. Okay. So I'd like to invite Dr. McCracken to join me in welcoming you.
Okay, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be here and so excited to see so many names and from all over the world. Welcome to DeGroote. We are excited to have you here. You will quickly learn that DeGroote is a family and that we support each other. And so we all want to make sure that you succeed. You've made a great choice in choosing DeGroote and choosing McMaster. You can see the background behind me. That is a photo of the grounds at McMaster. That's our campus, our beautiful campus. And I can't wait. Hopefully we will all be able to be there very soon. And I will get to meet some of you, at least in person. So congratulations on choosing DeGroote. Welcome. And I have a few tips for you to help you to succeed. I really want you to make the most of your university experience when you're here at DeGroote. So what do you need to do to make the most of your experience? And it's your experience. It will be unique to each of you. So what is it you need to do to make the best experience possible at DeGroote, at McMaster? Well, my title is Associate Dean Academic, so I can't speak about having your best time at DeGroote without talking a little bit about academics. So you do need to make sure that you register for your courses, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit later on. Register for the right courses. There's lots of information on our website, webinars, and that will help you to ensure that you're registered in the right courses. And once you get registered in those courses, you selected them, make sure you do the work for those courses. Prepare for class, do your reading, stay up to date. Make sure you do things on a weekly basis. We will be talking about this in One Grow. As Greg talked about, I am going to be your instructor for One Grow. I'm so excited to be going through the year with you, and we will talk about how you succeed. But the top students tell me that by staying up to date, doing the work on a weekly basis, don't leave it to the last minute. Don't leave it, until you're binging at the end to get all your work done. Do it throughout. You will be more successful. And also then you'll have more time to get involved in other things as well. So do everything as it's been asked for. We've set up our courses so that the work is spread out over the term, and we do it for a reason. So stay along, do what you're supposed to do at the right times, and that will help you to succeed. So academics, okay? Also know, as I talked about earlier, we are a family. We're here to support you. You'll learn that very quickly. We've got excellent faculty. We've got excellent staff. We've got excellent students that are all here to help you. Don't be afraid of us. I know a lot of times coming from high school, people will say, oh, your university, the faculty, the professors are going to be very scary. We are not. We want you to succeed. So do our staff, and so do our students. Ask questions, right? We're here to help. And I have to admit, a lot of times it's the upper year students that can answer your questions the best. They've been through it. They know where the best places are to get food, to get coffee. They know where the best study spots are. They know the courses to take, those types of things. So don't be afraid. Everyone is here to help you. And really, we want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. You'll hear that when you talk to our upper year students. You'll hear that when you talk to our staff, our faculty as well. So just remember, we are not scary. And so also, I want to hear from you. I have regular events with students. You'll see me. You guys will see me all year in One Grow, but I have regular events with students. We have my drop-in hours. When we're on campus, I have comments for cupcakes. And we really do like to listen to our students. And I assure you that, and the upper year students can tell you this, the staff, the faculty can tell you this, we listen to your comments and we do make change based on student comments. So, come out to these events. Share your feedback with me, share your feedback with the staff, share your feedback with the DeGroote Commerce Society. Let us know what you're thinking. And we do our best, not always, like we've had some comments, some suggestions, oh, get rid of exams. I'm sorry, we can't do that. There's certain things that have to stay. But there are some great changes we've made to our program, made to our school based on student feedback. So come out, fill out those surveys. Come provide your comments, come chat with us. Again, we just want to get to know you. We want to know who our students are. So, and my last bit of advice, and you'll hear this from everyone today as well, is to get involved. And I talked about the academics first, but get involved outside of the classroom as well. There's so many clubs and committees, intramurals, activities, things that you can get involved in. So that's how you're going to make the best of your degree. The academics are required, right? The academics, you have to get through the program, you have to pass the courses, but all this other stuff that you do will make your experience yours. It'll be unique to you, and it will make it the best it possibly can be. That's what I wanted to share with you. How do you make your degree the best that it can be? So get involved, get engaged. There are clubs for almost every single thing across McMaster. So find what your interests are, what your passions are, get involved, get engaged. And by getting involved and getting engaged in these other activities, again, I'm putting a little bit of the business side on, you will develop those essential skills that you need to be a great business leader when you graduate from DeGroote. So those are my tips. Get involved, get engaged, do your homework, do your work, but make the best of your time at DeGroote. So one last huge welcome. Welcome to the family. We're so excited to have you, and we are so excited that you chose DeGroote. I can't wait to meet you. Okay, so now I am not sure who I am introducing, but it looks like I will be introducing you to our Director of Student Experience, Jennifer McCleary. So Jennifer, over to you.
Just unmuting now. Hi, I am Jennifer McCleary, the Director of Student Experience, and I am really excited to be introducing some members from our Student Experience team, and we support all undergraduate business students. So who are we in Student Experience and what is it that we do? You heard a little bit from Sue about the staff wanting to see you be successful. We like to think of ourselves in Student Experience as your personal cheering squad. You're about to start on your commerce or IBH journey, and all of us here in Student Experience will be here for you to support you every step of the way, from day one until the day you graduate. But really, we're just a team of dedicated experts. We want to help you explore, we want to help you learn, we want to help you transform during your time at DeGroote. You'll learn more about our Student Experience teams, the support, the services, and the resources that each one of our team members will provide as you progress through your first year. You'll meet some of us in your 1GRO. You'll meet some of us when you come and visit our office on the main floor of the DeGroote building. But what I want you to know right now is you've probably heard in all the webinars throughout the summer and many of the emails that we have sent to you, that when you have a question, we will always ask you to email bizcom@mcmaster.ca. buscom@mcmaster.ca. But I want you to know that behind every single email that you receive, along with any appointment you book or an event that you attend, whether it's in person or virtual, is a real person who cares about you and cares about your success. We are passionate and dedicated to support you through your BCom journey, starting this year in year one. The DeGroote community, or as Sue referred to it, the DeGroote family, is made up of many groups. You heard her mention faculty. You heard her mention staff. I'm going to say Student Experience in particular. The DeGroote Commerce Society, student clubs, committees. There is work through the McMaster Student Union, even beyond our faculty walls. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention your green suits. They will be guiding you through Welcome Week and beyond. We want to make your transition to university a smooth one. Sue mentioned that learning takes place inside and outside the classroom. And know that we have funding to support your curiosity that might take you outside the classroom. For example, you might want to attend a conference or compete in a case competition or engage in service trip or service activities. If this might be of interest to you to round out your classroom experience while you are studying at McMaster, ask any member of the Student Experience team or go online with the words DeGroote Experience Fund. We have up to $100,000 a year to support financially our students' curiosity outside the classroom. Our previous dean would call it sticky learning, for example, because he understood that when you were actually involved in an experience, that your learning was a little bit different than reading a textbook or looking at PowerPoint slides. So you might want to know, how does the DeGroote Experience Fund financially support students? We've had students participate in the Global United Nations Conference, both in Brazil and in another year in India. We've supported case competition teams for events across Canada and North America, and even service trips in cities like New Orleans. So do not let the classroom be a boundary for you. Let it be the start of what your unique journey is going to be at DeGroote. You hear the word unique a lot, and that's because no two students starting DeGroote this year will be the same. You may share some of the same courses with your classmates, or how you choose to spend your time. Maybe you want to join the same intramural team. But what you choose is up to you. I, along with Sue, and you'll hear it from many members across the Student Experience team, get involved. But always, always be you. Don't try to be like anybody else, because your unique self is important to our DeGroote community. So you've heard enough from me this morning. I want you to continue to learn more about your first year experience. And so with that, I'm going to be joined by two managers from our Student Experience team, Cynthia Bishop, our Manager of Career and Professional Development, and Lisa Barty, our Manager of Operations for our BCom academic team. You've already met Greg Rombo, who is our third Student Experience Manager, who guides our teams and your experience as business students. So we hear lots of common questions from many first-year business and IBH students, and Cynthia and Lisa are here to actually give you some great information to set you up for success this fall. So I have a few questions, and I'm going to have Karina give me a little bit of a cue to make sure that we stay on time. So can you give me a 2-minute warning, Karina? Just hold up the peace sign, maybe in the Zoom window. That would be great. So here's my first question, and I'm going to ask Lisa to answer it first. The start of your BCom program can be overwhelming. How best can an incoming student navigate this new landscape?
Thanks, Jennifer. Firstly, on behalf of the entire academic team, many of whom are on the call today, I want to say welcome and thanks for choosing DeGroote. We can't wait to spend the next 4 years with you. I also want to remind you that across our team, we have over 100 years of experience servicing students. So we have done this for decades and decades. We know it feels overwhelming. We're going to get you through it. Level 1 and Level 2 are deliberately designed to help you ease into the commerce program. That's why you have fewer electives and more choice in 3rd and 4th year. You're going to get that opportunity to learn about the different functional areas of business and understand where your real talents and passions lie. So I'll give you a couple of tips like Sue did. Use your electives strategically to add breadth or depth to your degree. Do your research. You don't have to pick a minor right away. You don't even have to do a minor. You'll notice that at DeGroote, the commerce program is 1 degree. We don't have specializations, but you may want to go on to do a certification or designation, say your CPA or your CHRP. Do your research about what those entail now and talk to us, because then you can use those electives really strategically to complete those certifications or start them and explore minors and certificates. Popular minors for commerce students are the minor in innovation or the minor in economics. But I was talking to a student recently who's doing a minor in music. So there's lots of different ways you can make your degree custom to you and create that unique journey. Finally, I want to encourage everybody to ask questions. Jennifer talked about BuzzCom, and Karina and Alexis, who's not on the call today, are the masterminds behind that portal, and they will always make sure you get prompt and accurate information. I also want to encourage you, up to this point, you haven't been able to meet your academic advisors in person. We've had different webinars and workshops for you. You're going to get the opportunity to meet with Lori Hill, Lori Johnston, Elizabeth Blanchard, and Angela Fortino, starting in September and throughout your 4 years. So book an appointment on Oscar Plus. No question is a bad question. We would rather you understand the journey and it will feel less overwhelming. Over to Cynthia.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. What great advice all of you are getting today. And the hard part always going second is coming up with something that is different than everything else that anybody else has said. But I'm going to echo some of what you've already heard. So first, let me welcome you to DeGroote on behalf of the Career and Professional Development team. This is my second most exciting time of the year. Our most exciting time of the year is actually Convocation. It is a very special day when we see all of you walk across that stage, whether in person or virtually, and see that all your hard work has, translated into your degree. So as much as both days are exceptional, but we look forward to that day as well, when all of you who are joining us today walk across that stage. And I know you will, even though that things might feel overwhelming at the moment. And just in terms of kind of how do we navigate this landscape, it is a very special time for you. We don't want you to be overwhelmed. The student experience team is here to help you. As Lisa mentioned, please ask questions. And I think that's always my best piece of advice for anybody new to any organization, and that includes our employer partners that we work with. So when we send students out, is to be sure to ask questions because you're not the only one thinking that particular question as well. My piece when we join new organizations is really around what you're going to hear is a lot of acronyms and DeGroote lingo. as you join us. Career and professional development, we actually rarely say our name. It will be CPD moving forward. So CPD is here to help you. But again, if you don't know what we're referring to, please simply ask. We won't judge you. We are not that scary. As Sue mentioned, we are not scary. We are here to help you. And we'll help you navigate through all that is DeGroote and McMaster as you join us on campus. Here are my just quick words of advice as you come in. You don't have to do everything, and you don't have to do everything perfect. That's the piece. But what I want you to do is be true to you. Think about all the things you want to accomplish, what you want to explore, if you want to learn new things, if you want to get better at certain things, that is all your unique journey. And we've talked about the unique journey, and we're going to help you navigate some of that journey as well. Your One Grow course, or One GRO, depending on who's referring back to that course, is really where we're going to do a lot of work with you. And that includes the CPD team to really help you look at kind of setting some of those personal goals, looking at where do you do your research, who you are along this journey, and starting to connect those dots inside the classroom and outside the classroom for you, because that personalized degree that you're going to have at the end, your personalized DeGroote BCom experience, is really what is going to be your personal brand as you go out into whether it's the workplace or graduate studies after your undergrad. And we're going to help you navigate that. So know that, as Jennifer mentioned, we're your cheerleading squad behind you, but we're also going to be right in front of you. So work with us as we go through. That's career and both academic, and we'll help you navigate.
Lisa, Cynthia, thank you so much for answering how students can navigate this current landscape. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. Back to Lisa. What advice do you have to help first-year students achieve academic success?
Thanks, Jennifer. I'll reiterate what Cynthia said. Know the lingo. What's a prereq? What's an anti-req? If you don't understand these terms that you're reading, ask us. We want to make sure you understand academic rules, academic policies, and registration processes. Engage. In One Grow, please read the weekly bulletin. We put so many fantastic updates in there. Emails, I know they're kind of passé now, but we don't send out academic information through Instagram. Please read the bulletin. Please read emails that are sent by the Student Experience Office. We will be sharing a lot of important information about dates and deadlines. And not knowing isn't an excuse. So you have to add, this is part of your responsibility and your participation in the process. Book appointments when you need with academic advisors, but please remember, there's more of you than us. We only have 4 academic advisors for all of our students. So if you have to wait a couple days for an appointment, please be patient. And if you know in advance you're going to want to make an appointment, try to be planful. Attend an academic skills workshop. We offer them, Student Success Center offers them. Great ideas about time management, about study habits, how to study for exams. This is a different learning environment than high school. Prioritize your health and well-being. I can't stress this enough. There is no stigma at DeGroote to talk about physical and mental wellness. We have amazing supports through our wellness center and through our offices. If you need to talk to somebody, we will help get you connected. So please take care of yourself through this journey. If you have an existing health issue, and that can be physical or a mental health issue, you might want to consider getting an accommodation plan done by Student Accessibility Services. You don't have to use the plan, but it floats in the background of your degree based on medical documentation so that we can assist you if and when you have an issue that needs to be tended to. Talk to us. Don't wait till the end of the term. As Cynthia said, we're not scary. We can help you more during the issue. If you're starting to realize at midterms that things aren't going so well, come talk to us rather than wait till the end of the term when we maybe can't do as much to support you. So those are my best tips.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Karina, do we have time for one more question? Excellent.
Yes, we do.
We're going to pass the one final question back over to Cynthia. And that is, what advice do you have to help incoming students achieve career success, the other half of the coin beyond academic success?
Yes. And really looking at, I want to say small achievable steps, right? This is what I want as you come into the program for all of you to think about. All of this, again, there's lots happening. You're going to be presented with so many different opportunities. New lingo, and I know I saw a question come in. We had our first question, and I appreciate it. What's this bulletin that Lisa was referring to? Which is very true. Welcome to the DeGroote lingo, the bulletin, our weekly e-newsletter that goes out to our students. So you will be added automatically to that distribution list, and you will receive it. And Jennifer will have to tell me what day specifically it gets sent on for our BCom. I think it's either, I want to say Wednesday, but I could be wrong. Thursdays. Perfect.
Thursday.
But in terms of thinking about career success, many of you are going to be, all of you actually, not many, all of you are going to be at different stages around what you're thinking or where you're at in terms of career discovery. And that is okay. Know that that's okay. This is not a competition. You are not in a race. You are not pitted against each other. This is each of your unique journeys. And when we look at career and where you want to be, or if you're now just simply discovering as you join us, you want to explore, some people have very set goals. It is all about taking steps forward. They are small steps. The journey will build upon itself as we go through the program and working our way to graduation. All our students would have heard me say, it is all about the long game for us. So the long game has a bunch of small steps, and that will take you there. And the career team will help you along that journey and make sure that it's your journey. It is really easy for individuals to come into the program and say, well, I'm going to do what Momina did, because I can see that it is clear cut, and I've known Momina's journey, and it's a very interesting one and very unique to her, but it is not for everyone. You need to discover what your journey should look like based on your interests, your motivators, your values, and your goals in life. And that's okay. And so know that your journey as it stands will be yours and should not be compared against others. And we're going to do small steps. Small steps. That's all we do. We just want all of us to move forward, and we're going to help you move forward along that journey. That would be my advice, Jennifer.
Cynthia, Lisa, thank you so much. I know you have much more to share, but I also know that you want to hear from our dean and you want to learn more about Avenue to Learn, really important pieces of your success at DeGroote. So a big round of applause to Cynthia Bishop and Lisa Barty, who is representing today our student experience team, and we're very excited to see you soon.
Okay, so thank you, Jennifer, Lisa, Cynthia. So yes, it is important to make your own path, but if you do decide to follow someone's path, there are worse people than Momina, absolutely. So next I'd like to introduce our Dean for the School of Business. So Dr. Khaled Hassanein has begun his role as the Dean as of July 1st, just this past year. So Dr. Hassanein has been with DeGroote School of Business since the year 2000. He has served in various roles as the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, as well as the Director of the McMaster Digital Transformation Research Center, as well as our SHRC Research Center. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Hassanein.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome you to DeGroote. I'm sure you are all excited to be beginning this new journey today, perhaps even a bit nervous. This is completely natural, especially since you're beginning your studies at a time of global disruption, innovation, and also opportunity. DeGroote is a forward-thinking school that is committed to its values of innovation, collaboration, and generosity. It provides the foundation for all the work we do at the school. We don't just educate, we educate with a purpose, and our purpose being the transformation of business and society to the better. And you will be part of that vision. As one of the world's top 75 universities in the world, we strive to build today's leader, an individual who thinks big, explores new possibilities, acts with integrity, and embraces change. Within DeGroote, we are rethinking business education and reimagining business impact. We are proud to say that McMaster has earned the rank of 14th in the world in terms of the impact according to the UN Sustainable Development Goals in the Times Higher Education 2021 Impact Rankings. Today, we are investing in a forward-looking curriculum enriched with interdisciplinary and active learning activities. Our goal is to shape tomorrow's most influential business leaders and global citizens and change how students view each other and the world. Today, you belong to a very special class embarking on studies during a very special period in DeGroote's history. This fall, you will witness groundbreaking on the new McClain Center for Collaborative Discovery, a new state-of-the-art building focused on undergraduate student learning. Over the next few years, you will be the first to benefit from important updates to the commerce curriculum, as I just mentioned. And in your final year, you will be the first class to fully experience DeGroote's new home for students, an innovative multi-story building designed for interdisciplinary collaboration, discovery-based learning, and future-focused careers. It is an exciting time for all of us. As you begin your program, the most valuable piece of advice I can offer you is to approach your education here with a learning perspective. So you're not here to just earn a degree, but rather to learn and get a degree in the process. It is this learning perspective that will truly see you realizing a meaningful return on the significant time and financial investments you are committing over the next few years. With a learning perspective, you will appreciate your lectures, assignments, projects, etc., as opposed to being frustrated with some of these obligations. It is this learning perspective that will stop you from violating the strict academic integrity policies that we have at McMaster, as they rob you from a learning opportunity. I advise you to rely on the expertise of the faculty and our career and professional development staff. I encourage you to connect with them and listen to their advice, as they possess a wealth of knowledge and experience and have your best interest in mind. The DeGroote School of Business cares about you and about who you are, how you want to make the world a better place, and how you plan to contribute to this bewildering world at times. We reinforce community building in all our interactions. We are committed to providing each of you with the practical skills, compassion, and support you need to thrive. Our dedication to you is evidence in our purpose, shared goals, and values. Our job is to challenge, encourage, and guide you so you can become great leaders who transform the world. I welcome you again on behalf of everyone at the DeGroote School of Business, and I look forward to learning more about your journey and hopefully meeting you in the very near future in person. Have a great start to the school year. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Hassanein. So next up, we have Lauren Murphy. So as I mentioned earlier, she is the incoming president for the DeGroote Commerce Society. So I'll welcome Lauren to welcome you as well.
Hi there, thanks, Greg. So my name is Lauren Murphy, and I'm going into my final year here at DeGroote. And more importantly, I'm the president of the DeGroote Commerce Society, or DCS, for this year. I wanted to start by welcoming you all, not only to the DeGroote community and family that everyone has talked so highly of, but also to the DCS family, as all students in the Bachelor of Commerce and IBH programs are members of our society. So today I would like to talk to you all about the opportunities available to you as a student here at DeGroote, and why you should at least try to dip your toe into the world of possibilities that we have here. So I'm sure you're all wondering what the DCS, or DeGroote Commerce Society, is. So we are the organization that oversees the majority of the extracurricular activities at DeGroote. This includes the clubs and committees that you will get to know over Welcome Week. As well, we partner with the faculty through open communication to advocate for students and ensure that your ideas or concerns are heard. Essentially, we represent all 3,500 plus students here, the over 20 clubs and committees, and we also connect the dots between academics, faculty, and your future. There are so many opportunities available at DeGroote for you to explore, including unique events hosted throughout the year and the countless student leadership opportunities open through the DCS, clubs, committees, and representative roles. Additionally, you can expand your horizons through checking out the hundreds of clubs offered through the broader McMaster Students Union, or MSU. There is literally something for everybody. Finally, you can engage with faculty and staff at DeGroote through participating in conversation and learning more about the student experience activities. Now, you might be wondering, why should I take note of these opportunities? And if I'm being honest, in my first year, I did not. I went to class, I went to my room, and that was about it. For me, I thought that was how I went through high school. Why should I do anything differently now? And I should have done something differently because I really missed out on the DeGroote family that so desperately wanted me to participate and be a part of it. From finding a mentor to making friends at events, getting involved, or at the very least, trying out a few events that would have interested me, the DeGroote family is really here to welcome all of you and make sure that you feel included. Not only will this benefit your social life, but you will also be able to learn about possible career paths, meet DeGroote alumni, and have things to talk about in any interviews. This is so amazing because you also need no experience. You just need an open mind and to put yourself out there. Like I said before, I came into DeGroote with no high school extracurricular experience, and through being passionate and engaged, I now get the opportunity to talk to you all here today. So enough about that and about me. I'm sure you all get a feel for the family and passion that we have at DeGroote during Welcome Week. But when I was in your shoes, I was super nervous about academics and university life in general. So I hope I can provide you just a few tips or advice to ease your minds as we enter this exciting and ever-changing year. Firstly, I remember hearing horrible things about university when I was in high school, about people ripping out pages from library books or never having a time to do anything for yourself. And I'm sure you've all heard something like this at some point. However, I was so shocked and surprised that at DeGroote, we actually help each other succeed, and my experience was nothing like what I had heard. There has never been a time where anyone has hesitated to sit down and help me with the concept or provide a helpful tool to help me better understand the content. So don't be afraid to reach out to a peer, a TA, or a professor for help. That's ultimately why they're here. But also don't be afraid to give someone else a hand. A piece of advice that my friend and colleague shared last year at this event is that you must remember that everyone is going through the same thing as you. Every time you're worried about an exam or getting involved or going to an event, remember that everyone in university has gone through the same thing or they're going through it right now. Ultimately, we want to help each other succeed. So be passionate, be enthusiastic, and get excited for the next few weeks of preparation for the next 4 amazing years of learning and growing that will help you for the rest of your life. As well, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or any member of the Green Suit or DCS team. Thanks, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, Lauren. So I think you've heard a lot from the different panelists about all the different opportunities as well as supports that are available to you. So that's a lot to sort of think about and to investigate over the next 2 weeks ahead of the start of class. The next sort of aspect of our presentation is to help you to be able to access your course materials, to understand what's required for you and what the dates and discussion is for each of your different classes. So I'm going to welcome Omina to do a walkthrough of our Avenue system. So this is where you'll have an Avenue shell for each of your different courses. And we've actually prepared an Avenue shell for this event today that you'll have access to through the school year, that has links to some of the different resources and FAQs that you'll find to help you navigate through your first year at McMaster. So welcome to Omina.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Like Greg said, my name is Momina, and I will be walking you through Avenue to Learn. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Can I get like thumbs ups in the chat if we can see my screen? Okay, perfect. I'm getting some thumbs ups from the panelists. I'll take that. Awesome. All right. So when you log into Avenue to Learn, like Greg said, this is a tool that everybody at McMaster uses for courses and all things academics. So you're going to log in using your McMaster ID, your McMaster email, and your password, the same one that you would use to log into your McMaster email and other McMaster tools. And once you log in, this is what you'll see. You'll see kind of the main page with a ton of announcements. Now, these announcements are more so wider university-wide announcements. So, right here, you can kind of see things like the email migration that some of us had to go through. You folks don't. So just really important announcements that pertain to just McMaster-wide. And if you go down here, you'll see all of the courses that you would be enrolled in. So obviously I've been a student since 2017, so I can see all of my courses at the top here. And these are called Avenue shelves. So again, different courses that you would have taken that you're a part of are all kind of housed in this one space. So I'm just going to click the startup shelf here to quickly walk you through this. You all have access to this. So, if you are logged into your McMaster email by any chance, feel free to follow along. This might make it easier, or, you can just access this later as well. So again, when you log into the shelf itself, you'll see, again, the course specific announcements first thing. So again, this is the startup shelf. So obviously this is kind of questions catered to that, but for a course shelf, the professor or the TA may be the one that would be posting important announcements. Perhaps maybe there is a snow day and class is canceled. This is kind of one of those places where you'd see those important announcements pop in. You see the announcements page. There's tabs at the top here that you can click. The big important tab is the content tab. And this is where you will see all the important content that will relate to your course. Now, over here in the startup shelf, we've actually put in a slew of awesome content here for all of you to view. So things like the sessional dates for the 2021-2022 school year, really important to look at to see what days, there's no school for public holidays, what days is the add drop date for certain courses, reading week, things like that. So great calendar to view. There's also a BCom FAQ, so frequently asked questions. This is where you'll see that all the questions that maybe you may have, you can click the link here and find out things about student accounts and finances. I know this is a big question for most of us. I was really confused coming into university about finances, where to pay, what to do. If any of you are in OSAP, all that fun stuff. So you can look through here to check out some of those resources. We also have the Student Wellness Center here at McMaster and the Student Accessibility Services. And again, these are just some of the many McMaster resources to ultimately help you succeed, make sure that, your health and wellness comes first. So great resources to check out if you do require certain accommodations, if you ever need to kind of see somebody, great sources to check out, as well as the library and research page. So McMaster has access to a ton of really awesome databases that you can use for certain papers, certain assignments, reports, things like that professors will also encourage you to use. So again, highly recommend check those out. And the fact that they're all here in one page just kind of makes your life a little bit easier, which is awesome. So again, feel free to check these out at your own time. Great thing to kind of navigate and pull through. And it's awesome that these are all pulled in one place for you. I'm going to go into the Avenue page again. So again, I clicked the main Avenue to Learn thing, and then that's where it goes back into the home page. And I'm going to walk you through maybe what an actual course will also look like. So I'm going to go all the way back to 2017 fall, which is when I was a first year. And I will click the organizational behavior shelf here, which is a course that if you are in commerce, it's required to take. So you'll be taking that in your first year. Again, you can kind of see that the professor here is going through big announcements about final grades. Again, this is like the entire course here, right? So all the big announcements are here. Something cool that also you could see is that, let's say if this course was, let's say it's September, October, midterm is coming up, you'd be able to see some of the important dates that the professor would have added here, which is super cool. You can also see any new updates about the course, as well as there's also sometimes there's like a little calendar here on the side sometimes that you could view as well, but I know that you can also access the calendar on the resources tab as well. So let me walk you through, again, similar to the startup shelf content here, super self-explanatory, that this is where you'll find kind of all of the main content for the course. So any sort of presentations, the slide decks that the professors would go through, any sort of like big assignment PDFs or Word documents that you would need to reference is found here. Another big thing, and if there's one thing that you can take away from this, is the course outline. This is your biggest tool to use for your course. And as you can see, I'm going to show you right now, it looks pretty standard for every single course. It has every single detail about the course. It has the professor's office hours on here, their email, the course expectations. You can see, again, I'm just skimming through this, but the evaluation of the course, the weights of the course, different assignments, all the assignments are listed out. So this is a great resource to use. This will also have your textbook information. I know some of you may have questions about that. So highly recommend, don't purchase your textbooks right now. Purchase them once you have the course outline and you can exactly see what it is that you need to purchase, because things do change year over year. I'm sure even the format of this course has probably changed. You're probably looking at this and you're like, wait, if I'm on the OB shelf, I don't have that. The course probably would have changed in the last 4 years. So all is good there. Going back to table of contents again, like I said, all of the pre-lecture stuff, post-lecture stuff, depending on the course, the professor will post that. If you go under resources, just key things to highlight here. Some professors, I know at least over the past year, have really started utilizing the calendar tool. So this is where you'd be able to see kind of, again, important key dates that are coming up for your course. Really helps you stay organized and on top of things. So things like assignments, midterms, finals, and all that fun stuff, as well as any other tools, external tools that they would be using for the course. FAQ is something that certain professors also like to use. So I know for this class, my professor used this FAQ tool for the course itself. So asking about the final exam and things like that, where, you know, most of students would have questions about that. If you go under communications, again, a key thing to highlight is the discussions tab. A lot of professors, again, especially over the last year, encouraging that online discussion. This is a great forum to use for them. And I'm sure you'd be using this forum in a lot of your classes as well, where you may have like weekly or bi-weekly or maybe monthly discussion posts to do, maybe as a part of an assignment or something like that. So this is kind of where you would house that. If you go under assessments, that's where you'll actually be able to see all the grades for your assignments. So again, everything is kind of super self-intuitive and kept all in one place, which is great. And these top tabs at the top don't change course over course, like they remain the same. So you're able to see kind of what's where and whatnot. So again, assignments, you'd be able to see all the assignments. This is also where you would submit some of your assignments as well. So important thing to remember, sometimes there's quizzes that are done via Avenue. So that's where you would access those. And then of course, if you were to click grades, that's where you would see the grades for your class. That's pretty much Avenue to Learn in a nutshell. Again, a lot of this is something that you will add. The more you use it, the more you'll kind of get familiar with it. So highly recommend. I think over the next 2 weeks, the professors will start adding in courses that you are currently enrolled in. So recommend just kind of playing around with it, checking it out. There's a lot of cool, unique features here. So highly encourage you just kind of take some time before the first day of school and just sit down and kind of explore Avenue to Learn. Two more things that I want to highlight here is that, again, on the main page, sometimes that you can say that you can email Avenue, you can email professors directly through Avenue. This is something that professors don't encourage. They say if you want to email them, actually email them off of their McMaster emails. And if you want to contact the entire class, you can kind of do that using the discussions post sometimes. So don't use the email feature here. And then notifications. This is also, I don't have any notifications right now, but this is where you'd be able to see kind of big notifications that are coming in for each of your classes. And then you can also link any kind of important announcements that you get for each of your courses. If you go under settings and explore in the settings, you can actually send any important announcements directly to your McMaster email. So you don't actually necessarily need to check out the Avenue page all the time, because they'll be kind of funneling into your email. So just some cool things to look into. I know there's also an Avenue app. If somebody can drop it in the chat, maybe. I cannot remember the name right now. I think it's Avenue Pulse or something like that. So another app to check out. Again, all of Avenue, but just replicated into an app. So if you have a smartphone, you can do that. Again, this was a lot of information about Avenue. You will learn as you go. So don't feel overwhelmed. You'll kind of learn as you go. So that is Avenue to Learn. If I can switch gears here and quickly jump onto Welcome Week. So like Greg said, I am the Welcome Week coordinator this year. Thanks, Sue. Pulse app. Thank you. That's the app for Avenue to Learn. So Welcome Week is fast approaching. It is next week. Most of you, if not all of you, would have received an email regarding Presence. So Presence is kind of the main tool where all of your Welcome Week events are housed. And this is kind of our DeGroote Green Suits page. So again, just quickly, I'm going to highlight this because there's some key things. I know a lot of first years, a lot of you are confused about, how presence works and all that fun stuff. So if you click the presence link and if you click organizations, you see DeGroote School of Business. That's where all our DeGroote faculty events that we're planning for Welcome Week are. You can see some information about Green Suits, who we are, what we're doing during Welcome Week. You can see our Welcome Week schedule that we have here, as well as just some other bits and pieces of information. And then if you click the bottom here, you can see all the events that we have running during Welcome Week. Presence is also a little bit slow, so it's not just you, it's just presence. So be a little bit patient with it. But once that loads, you'll be able to see all of the events that we've got planned for Welcome Week this year. So you can see we're trying to run at least 2 sessions for each event as well, just to accommodate time zones and such. So I know there's a few of you here that are from Dubai, Pakistan, and those are large time differences. So we are going to be accommodating those by hosting 2 sessions. We have like a morning Canadian time session and then an afternoon session for most of our events. If you click again, we've got 28 events currently entered right now. There will be more coming into this. These are all of our online events right now. We're in the process of adding it in person as well. So keep your eyes peeled on that. And if you click the event page, you'll be able to see just more details about the event and also registering for the event. So this is a key thing. Make sure you register for the event so you can actually receive important details about the event so that we know that you're coming to the event as well and we can be prepared as best as we can. So really encourage you to just check out all of the events that we've got going on. They are really awesome. That's a super biased opinion, but they are awesome events. So highly recommend you check them out. If there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'm going to drop my email and my contact information in the chat as well. So please reach out. I know I talked about Avenue to Learn and then of course, Welcome Week as well. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I am here to help. Don't be intimidated. I know I was really intimidated by upper year students in first year. I promise we are not scary. We just want to help. So please reach out. And that is it from me. So I will pass it over back to you, Greg.
Great.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Momina. Just the one sort of comment I have for Avenue is when you join a class, it may take a day or 2 for you to be added to the Avenue shell. That does happen automatically, so just be patient if you are joining a new class. You should expect to see Avenue within a couple of days at the most. Okay, so again, thank you to all the panelists. We do have time for some questions. So I know some questions have come in during the presentation. So I'll pose some of these to the panelists. So I think this question was specific to Momina, but what are the Marauder points for?
The Marauder points are for attending events during Welcome Week. So the more events that you attend during Welcome Week, if you register for the event, if you attend the event, Presence kind of sees that, all right, this person was here at the event, they get 35 Marauder points or 50 Marauder points. Each event is worth a few Marauder points, and then at the end of Welcome Week, depending on how many Marauder points you've accumulated, you actually get entered in to win some pretty cool prizes via the McMaster Student Union. I know they've got like AirPods, raffles for campus store gift cards, which by the way are awesome. The campus store has everything. I could shop there for days. Yeah, lots of cool prizes. So the more events you register for and attend, you get some pretty cool prizes through those Marauder points.
Great, thanks, Momina. So I'll just encourage everyone to put your questions into the Q&A, and we'll continue to go through. So another question from Momina. So how can we see which Welcome Week events are in person?
It will all be on Presence, so you'll be able to see the location of the event. If it says Zoom, then it's online. And if it says like an in-person location, such as VSP Field or something like that, then that's when you'll know that that's in person.
Okay, great. And Karina, I saw you just answer the question, so I'll ask you to answer it for everyone, but where can students find the recording of this session once we're finished after today?
Yes, we're going to be posting it in our on our YouTube channel soon. And if you have any questions about it, please always email buscom@mcmaster.ca.
Okay, great. So more from Romina. So when I choose to add to calendar and presence, where do I access that calendar for presence?
That's a good question. I think it should link directly into your personal calendar that you have. I think it's a feature where it would link to your Google Calendar or ICS calendar, Outlook calendar, whatever you have. If that doesn't work, email me and I can pass you to the right person for that. So that is the answer that I have for you right now.
Okay. And then another question, so students having trouble registering for an event, they're having trouble with their email. So do you have any sort of guidance around what email they need to be using or timing issues?
Yeah, just make sure you're using your McMaster email to register for the events. So again, you start using your McMaster email right away. That's kind of the easiest way to see what you are registered for. You should get an email right after you register for an event. And if you're not, again, just contact the Green Suits, either Instagram or email me, and we can kind of work with you to figure out what's going on. So,
okay, thank you. So Lisa, how do students change the classes and how long do they have to change the classes that they're enrolled in right now?
Okay, great question. So that is what add drop, Momina and a couple of us have referred to it. There's a small window of time at the beginning of term where you can modify your schedule. We, of course, always recommend you get your schedule firmed up before the first day of class. But if there are challenges and if there are open sections, then you can make switches. Often upper year students will do this if they take an elective, they go to the first class and they're like, oh my goodness, this is not what I thought the course was going to be about. They might make a quick switch and move into another class. I will note that we are getting a lot of requests about switching sections. If a section is completely full, we have no ability to add you into it. Please don't call the professor. Please, we are trying to keep the cohorts balanced. Levels or number of seats in classes, even online classes, are set by the faculty and administration, not by program staff. So please be kind and please be respectful in your communications to us. If we have seats, we will certainly try to get you swapped out. I know there's also a lot of concerns about wanting virtual classes now for winter. Our message is register fully in what is available. The majority of our classes are scheduled to be in person right now. That is we are taking our direction again from senior leadership, the dean, the provost. If things evolve and change, we will let you know. But a number of students are already saying, I don't want to come for in person in the winter. It is our intention right now to be as in person as it is safe to do so. So it is your responsibility to get here. If there's some particular reason to you, maybe a medical reason that you cannot come to campus in the winter, please call us or email BuzzCom towards the end of October, early November, and we can deal with one-on-one cases at that point to let you know what your specific options are. But we cannot change classes to virtual for winter right now. And if seats are full in fall courses, you can always keep checking Mosaic because people do add and drop and the seat might arrive, but we cannot put you in courses, sections that are already full.
Okay, thank you. So we can stay on for a few more minutes answering additional questions, but I do know we have some panelists that have other engagements at 1 o'clock. So I'll say goodbye to Dr. McCracken and Jennifer Mccleary, and anyone else who waves at me. But we can stay on for a few more minutes to answer any other questions that come up. Cynthia, there's a question whether the meetings with CPD are available online.
Yeah, and so currently we are still fully virtual at the moment. We haven't returned to campus just yet. So yes, currently all the CPD activities are virtual. And when we start up in September, we will be looking at a hybrid model. So we'll be able to meet with you online, still virtually for those that are unable to come to campus, and in person for those that will be on campus. So CPD will be doing both in the coming year. And that includes all of student experience. Actually, I shouldn't just say CPD, so our whole office is. So Lisa and I reside in the same office space with our teams, and you'll get to come visit us sooner rather than later. I'm excited about that as well. But yeah, and some activities you will see will vary. I will say what we are seeing from our employers, though, is our employer activities will be virtual predominantly throughout the fall. So if you're some of those employer engagements, they are our external partners are not coming to campus just yet, but our internal events will have some hybrid opportunities. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you, Cynthia. So it looks like all the questions that have come in, but if there are any other questions that come to mind, as Jennifer highlighted, the general email to start your inquiry with is that BUSCOM, so BUSCOM @McMaster.ca. So Karina's put that into the chat as well. And then again, this will be recorded should you want to revisit it, or again, we'll be live at 8 p.m. tonight. But thank you to all of you for joining today, and thank you to each of the panelists for sharing your experiences and advice. You will continue to see us over the next several months and hopefully over the next several years. So thank you, and I look forward to meeting you. Take care.